Hey, it's DDD, and I am back indeed to discuss an important and very exciting announcement that was made a couple nights ago on Tuesday Night SmackDown Live regarding their women's division. So, in a couple weeks, I believe on the 18th of this month in June, for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, for the first time this year in 2017, women's wrestling fans all over the WWE universe, for the first time, we will be able to witness the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match at, if I didn't already say, Money in the Bank, the next upcoming SmackDown Live pay-per-view. So, in this historic match, for the first time, we have Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella. 5 women. And in a way, I guess you could say this is determining Naomi's next challenger or new number one contender. However, I am familiar with Money in the Bank match rules, even though I've always mainly been a fan of the women's division since I've been a fan of WWE. And winning the Money in the Bank contract doesn't necessarily make you the next number one contender. The division is allowed to move on without you. If I know the rules correctly, it just guarantees you a contract for a year that at any point you want, yes, you can challenge for the title, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to challenge right away. So, that's something that I feel like a lot of fans may need to keep in mind when thinking about this match. It's not necessarily determining her next challenger. It's just the Money in the Bank contract. But I'm not sure if maybe I'm not paying attention to wording enough and the match is to determine Naomi's next challenger, but it's just still ladders involved. So it's like, Money in the Bank ladder match, But I feel like, honestly, they shouldn't take that excitement away from the stipulation of Money in the Bank. I believe that the contract should be for a 1-year deal, and at any point, it can be cashed in on the champion. So, I want to say that this is kind of bittersweet in a way, only because you would think someone like Naomi and the type of in-ring worker she is, she would be perfect for a match like this, and especially being that it's history in the making, being the first time that it is being done for the women of WWE. We haven't even had a normal ladder match for the women in WWE. So this is huge for them to just completely skip and go to a Money in the Bank, because that's more prestigious than just a regular ladder match, I would think. Unless I guess it's just for a title. But yeah, Naomi's very athletic, so it's kind of bittersweet that she won't be able to be a part of the match. But either way, the excitement that we're getting a women's Money in the Bank match is honestly enough for me personally. We still have Charlotte in the match, who obviously is extremely athletic, and I'm looking very much forward to the spots she will perform in that match. I honestly believe she will be the one to look out for in that match. Now, I wanted to make a video regarding this announcement, obviously just to have you guys be aware that I'm still keeping up and I know what's going on, and also to give a prediction, like I like to do. So, I want to predict the winner for the Money in the Bank match for the women, and I want to actually give a storyline prediction of where I actually think this will end up going. And I want to do this nice and early so that way I can actually claim this as my original idea, somewhat. So, I predict for the winner of the first female Money in the Bank ladder match to be, out of those 5 women, Becky Lynch. Now, the reason why I predict Becky will win this match, and I know that may shock most people who watch this video, because a lot of people probably see this as an obvious shoo-in for Charlotte to add another accomplishment to her list of accomplishments, being that, she's Charlotte Flair or whatever the case may be. But you guys have to remember that she's on SmackDown Live. This isn't Raw. There's a different writing team. And yes, the company, generally speaking, is high on Charlotte. But I don't think that they're going to make it a point to hand everything to her. And I think with the WWE turning Charlotte face, they're going to want to avoid handing everything to her, so that way that helps her get that much more over with the fans. The reason why I believe Becky will win this match is because I believe that I can't really put my finger on who okay. Well, if I'm just going to be honest, I believe that there's a possibility that Becky Lynch will turn heel soon this year. I know that may be a turnoff to a lot of people because most do believe that Becky is better as a babyface, and I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to confirm it either because I haven't really gotten to witness Becky as a heel too much, like live, and actually being a fan of her and being aware of her during a heel run. So I want to give her a fair shot to possibly be as good or better, to be honest. Especially since it'll be a new time around. And I feel like what people have to remember is that despite whether people are better as heels or faces, in the WWE, there are consistent character changes. You cannot expect a character to stay one way throughout their whole career. It does happen in rare cases, but that's my point. They're very rare cases. Most of the time, characters do go through personality changes throughout their career, and it's just something you guys have to kind of get used to. And I feel like it's a shocker that I have to say that, but I don't know. The way I feel like some fans react sometimes, it's like, do you guys honestly think, like for example, Charlotte was going to be heel forever? You guys think Becky's going to be face forever? No, at some point, changes are going to happen. And I think this is a perfect time with Charlotte being on SmackDown Live now. I don't think that Charlotte will be the next SmackDown Women's Champion, especially now that she's face and Naomi is face. I don't believe that they'll have a face take the title from Naomi. I believe, if anything, there's a possibility that Becky Lynch will turn heel. I do think she'll be heel either way. But I believe that she may actually be the one to end up taking the SmackDown Women's title from Naomi, or who knows, it could be Natalya. But I think either way that Becky Lynch will win, and this will set up a possible future storyline where Charlotte somehow ends up with the SmackDown Women's title or something, and she screws Charlotte over or something. Or maybe she might screw Naomi over. Either way, I believe that Becky Lynch will win the match, and that this will somehow build to a heel turn for her, because I don't think that she'll play fair with the Money in the Bank contract. I think this will be an opportunity to kind of really test her true character, because Becky's all about fighting and playing by the rules and all that stuff, being fair. And her having a Money in the Bank contract puts her in a position to be unfair if she wants to. So I believe if this is built right and Becky Lynch is the winner of the Money in the Bank match, this could be a really interesting and intriguing storyline for Becky and her character. So, yeah. And besides, obviously, I just feel like Becky and Charlotte are obviously the two favorites to win the Money in the Bank contract. I don't see Natalya winning it, to be honest. I don't see Tamina winning it. I definitely don't see Carmella winning it, even though it was looking that she was going to be set up as Naomi's next challenger. She may still end up being Naomi's next challenger anyway. But I don't think that those other three women are really suited for a history-making moment like that. That's definitely going to go to a horsewoman. Let's just keep it real. So, like I said, I don't think the WWE is really eager to hand Charlotte everything at this point, and I do think it will go to Becky Lynch. So, that is my prediction, guys. You get my prediction for the Money in the Bank women's ladder match early. Like my video if you agree with my prediction, and if you just like my storyline thought. Comment if you agree or disagree with it, however you feel. And subscribe for more videos in the future. Until next time, it has been DDD. And until I return, enjoy your lives, bro and brodettes. Bye.